Hey, this is Ashley Stevens, Senior Multi-Platform Content Producer with Black Enterprise. We're excited you all are here with us. We always like to highlight entrepreneurs who are on the move, making major moves. I'm excited that here at our Disruptor Summit in Atlanta, I'm excited to meet Felicia Flores. She's the creator and founder of BaldieCon, the third annual BaldieCon. She's going to tell us a little bit more about what that is. Hello and welcome, Felicia.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Absolutely glad to have you. You were absolutely lovely. Listen, we want to know, what is BaldieCon for those that don't know?
Yes, BaldieCon is a conference for women and children who suffer or experience anywhere from alopecia to lupus, cancer treatment, bald by choice, even supporters of anyone with hair loss. And what we are is a conference to empower women and children, and men too as well, and break society's barriers of what beauty should look like. We help empower women to just accept what they have and know that they're beautiful regardless of hair.
I love that. BaldieCon. How did this idea get inspired or started?
You know what? I lost all my hair. I want to say it started, I have alopecia myself. I have alopecia areata, so my hair does not grow at all. So I know people ask me, like, how do you keep your hair clean and stuff like that? Well, I don't have to do anything because it doesn't grow. So I have alopecia. It first started with spots around like 2001 after the birth of my daughter, and then it just progressively got worse. And I want to say maybe in 2007, I went through this traumatic experience and through a death of my child, and everything just literally, I took out a weave, and it was just literally clumps and clumps in my hair. And I remember my friends was like, Felicia, you can't go out like that because you look like you have cancer. So I said, all right, well, just shave it, And they were like, oh my gosh, you're gonna shave your hair? And I'm like, there's nothing there. Like literally, it was just coming out and just in my hand. She shaved it, my friends, and they were crying. And I didn't have the emotion there because I was going through, the tragedy. So I didn't really care about it. It wasn't until later on, I put on a wig, and it wasn't until years that went on, like about maybe 2014, 15, I said to myself, just with dating, I felt like I was a fraud for wearing the wig. I felt like I wasn't myself. I saw all these women with hair. I'm spending all this money on wigs, on lace fronts, and it became cumbersome. It held me back from a lot of things. And when it came to dating, I did not want to meet someone and they not meet me for me, because I have been rejected before. A guy did ask me to see my hair. He was like, oh, I want to see it. I told him I was bald underneath, and he was like, oh, I won't mind. I'm like, are you sure? I wasn't ready yet. And I did it, and I never heard from him again after that. So that experience, coupled with other things as far as limiting my ability to do things like swim or roller coasters, just things like that I enjoyed, I said to myself, how can I create an environment where we are, baldies are appreciated? Because some people, we can't help it. I know I can't, That shouldn't deter someone from not getting to know me. That shouldn't deter me from experiencing life to its fullest and enjoying the things that I like to do. And I said, there needs to be something for us. There needs to be something that empowers us, that inspires us, that we could be around each other and feel celebrated. And so I just said, you know what, let me create a conference, and BaldieCon was birthed.
Wow. Well, one, sending love and light to you in the midst of tragedy and all that happened, you still took the opportunity to say, you know what, I want to feel empowered. I want to feel empowered and help others feel the same, right? And just embracing your natural beauty. So tell us what year was the first BaldieCon, what city, and kind of what did it look like then, the attendance and support?
Oh, yes. So the first BaldieCon, it was 2022, sorry. And it was small. It was maybe about 65, 70 attendees, and it was at a restaurant, Grits and Eggs. Shout out to Grits and Eggs, they're awesome. It was in Smyrna, Georgia, and it just started off that way. But the love that was in that room, most women who came in, they came in from South Carolina, Florida, New York. They were never around. They've never seen so many bald women in one place. And we had panelists, I had therapists on hand, motivational speakers, just to kind of talk to the ladies and just kind of empower them, give them the knowledge. And from there, it just birthed something that I knew that this is what was needed in our community. I mean, the love, they just never been showered with so much attention and love and support, not just from baldies, but also also other people who came out to support them. Maybe they had a family member that went through cancer treatment and was bald. Maybe they, had a child who had alopecia. So that love in that room, we just grew. And the last year, we doubled in size. And once again, we had people all the way as far as Barbados fly in, Canada, California. And it was and last year was our first Baldy Ball, which was something that, I created to say, let's just celebrate us. It's kind of like prom meets Met Gala, okay, with the baldness. And we had hotel guests that were just in awe and in tears. They've never seen so many beautiful bald women in their ball gowns, and just the love that was in that room. It could not have been duplicated. And I felt like, okay, I'm onto something, and this is what it is. I mean, I poured everything into it, but the joy to see those ladies happy to be around each other, just building that sisterhood was everything to me. It's all worth it.
I love to hear, and especially your excitement about it, but also the public, how they responded to it too, right? Seeing all these women in one space and their beauty, their bald beauty and boldness, right? You talked about pouring things into it. Let's talk about that investment. What did it take for you to even just fund and fuel the first two BaldieCons?
Well, I'm going to say this. It was one of those things where it was new, and then people told me like, hey, Felicia, you're trying to get sponsorships and stuff like that. I just want to let you know it's going to be difficult at first because these companies want to see something. They want to see a product. And I didn't want to per se wait for someone to, like, I felt God was telling me to move now. So I literally drained my savings. The first one was small. It was something that I can budget and kind of do. I got some small funding, and family and friends pitched in, which I'm so grateful for. But then like last year, it was just on a bigger scale, so I had to leverage it with, ticket sales and my savings, because if I waited, it won't get done. And, and I felt like this was a passion project of mine. It's grassroots. I really wanted that tone to be set. Like, it's all about servitude. I want to serve these ladies. I want them to be happy. And I had to really put my money where my mouth was. If I wanted it done, I just had to step out on faith and do it. And I literally depleted everything, but we got so much exposure. Vogue came out and covered it. We were in Vogue. Essence covered us. We were on Good Morning America. I mean, we got so much recognition off of that initial step out on faith and use what you have. I don't have much, but if you're genuine and authentic in your story and what you're trying to do, I promise you, I know it sounds cliche, but it comes. The people will come. Everyone who was involved, I mean, some of them were like, don't even give me anything. I want to be there to support you. And literally, that's how it's a truly grassroots movement. So I'm still working on funding now. As we're getting bigger, it's been like a financial strain, but I have faith. And I know that this is a movement that it's changing lives. And I know that, companies will pick up on it and say, I need to be a part of this.
That's remarkable that the exposure helped you, to grow the brand and the name. So tell us about the date, time, location of the third annual BaldieCon, and also about how many attendees are you expecting this year?
Yeah, so last year we had about 130, 138, about 140 people came. This year we're about to double that. So we're expecting about maybe 250, 275 attendees, and it's going to be September 27th through the 29th at the JW Marriott. And this year we wanted to do something more special because we did a survey, and I really wanted to curate something special for these ladies that will help them with their everyday lives. So we're going to be talking about everything from beauty to fashion to finance to medical to your mental aspect to wellness, because it does take a toll. And we also have a portion with children as well that we'll be discussing from the parents and the kids. You'll get to hear from them and how they're dealing with stuff. So that conference, we're going to touch on everything, and that'll be here in Atlanta at the JW Marriott, September 27th to the 29th.
Love to hear it. So you're seeking sponsors, seeking support.
Yes, we're seeking sponsors. BaldieCon.com. Just visit us to sponsor. Info at BaldieCon for any questions and sponsorships. Any dollar helps. It helps with our programming. It helps with financing the whole event and providing that full conference feel that they need, that the attendees need. So I'm excited about that.
Excited for you.
Thank
And for
you.
children to have an outlet and a safe space to feel empowered because they're facing different things that result in baldness as well. That's a really, really big deal that you're doing that as well. You're a new entrepreneur in this space. What were you doing previously or currently still in your profession?
Well, yes, I was a salon owner. I had my own salon since 2010, and I just closed it, closed the doors actually in 2020 during the pandemic. And so that was a tough spot as entrepreneurs because we really had to regroup. So I'm still an entrepreneur in that side. I still do hair. I just rent out a booth. And so in that, I'm helping another entrepreneur, with their business. And I'm a flight attendant too. Yeah, so I do that, true Jamaican style. We have several jobs, okay? But something to leverage in these times, because we are going through some tough times. I know you can speak to several entrepreneurs, and it's really a rocky road. So I'm leveraging both careers, also with trying to put on this conference. So it's difficult, it's challenging, but it's my passion. So it doesn't necessarily feel like work. You know what I mean? When you're pouring it into it, it's an everyday challenge for me. I'm still working on the balance of it, but entrepreneurship is not for the faint. You have to be in it for the long haul and the ups and the downs. When it's good, it's good, but you also kind of have to be prepared for when it's down, and what can you do to kind of leverage that? So the airline kind of leverages the hair salon and being a master cosmetologist and doing hair, and also trying to put on this conference as well.
I think that's super intuitive and wise of you to have found that balance, right? Of still, hey, I still have to do what I have to do while trying to pursue that which I'm passionate about as well.
Don't quit your day job. That's what they say. Don't quit your day job.
That's helpful advice to some of our entrepreneurs. Lastly, Felicia, I'd be interested in two things. One, what would your message be to the public who see these beautiful, either bald women, bald children? What would your message be to the public? Sometimes people see you and they may not understand why you're bald. Yes. Clearly, you're flawless and you're fabulous. But what would your message be to the public just about having more understanding around people who you may not know their situation as to why, they are experiencing baldness?
Yes, I would like to say be mindful, be empathetic, because you don't know what someone is going through. I know some people assume when they see me, they may think that it's cancer, and I kind of, when they go into the story that, their loved one passed away of cancer going through, I kind of feel bad because it's like, okay, well, I don't have cancer, I have alopecia, which is something more a little bit aesthetic, but they're dealing with life and death. And so just in that and seeing someone, and even in the dating world, getting to meet someone, the comments, the bullying, the why don't you put on a wig, just accepting someone for who they are because they can't help it. I can't help it that my hair does not grow, and some of these ladies don't. And then guess what? If you're not ready to go bald, if you're still wearing a wig, just be mindful. I want people to be mindful of everyone's situations and meet them where they are and be okay with that. Accept them for who they are and where they want to be, because it really takes a mental toll. The looks, the stares, the comments, and so that's what BaldieCon really sets out to do, to kind of change the narrative of what beauty is, and just to be inclusive and just empathetic.
To be inclusive and empathetic.
Yes,
and then
yes.
Lastly, Felicia, what have you learned about yourself in this journey, both experiencing alopecia, baldness, and also the shift in your journey as an entrepreneur, salon owner to still working, and also, creating the BaldieCon. What have you learned about yourself?
In this process, I've learned to really, I know they said hard work pays off, but really to lean on God, really to lean on your faith, and also know that the storm is not always, and to pursue and not to stop, things may be falling apart. I have so many things that are happening in life, but I cannot stop. The goal must happen. The mission must be sought through, and just still serving in all of that, being that person who, whatever your passion is, serve in that, be that to someone else, and just be the person who you set out to be. I know that's what I do. I just every day try to say, how can I serve someone? How can I, is my attitude right? Am I treating someone well? I really am big on that because I want that in return. But basically just no matter what you're going through, just push through. And to me, it's leaning on God, because only God could have saw through what you know, all of them going through. But it comes through everything. It aligns. It really aligns once you just let go and let God.
I love that. Let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
We are so proud
Yes.
of you here.
Thank you.
And to everyone watching here at Black Enterprise, be sure to stay posted. The third annual BaldieCon is taking place at the JW Marriott in Atlanta, September 27th through the 29th. And you can learn more at baldiecon.com, BALDIECON, baldiecon.com. Here with Felicia Flores, the founder and creator of BaldieCon, I'm Ashley Stevens. Thanks for tuning in, and keep it locked on all of Black Enterprise's social media channels and for the latest and greatest content on blackenterprise.com.